So, 1, 2, 3, hello, good morning. So, let's press that button and we should be live. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode here on this channel, Flutter Explained or Dev Cafe. We would like to develop further on our nice little Warcraft free game tracker application where we create a league system more or less for Warcraft free, and we create for that a backend server to keep track of our tournaments, about our games that we played, matches, and so on and so forth. And on the other side, we have our Flutter application where we can see our games that have been done already. And the idea is to really create a UI at the end for it so that we can, from our phone, see what is possible, what games have been made, what is upcoming matches, things like that. That would be the general idea. The problem is most of these ideas are currently in my head and I have not really verbalized that, and I also didn't done a good job in project management. And you can see already in a small screen right now that I have set up for us a Miro board. What is a Miro board? It is a free space where you can just draw in it and you have can collect ideas and bring up your ideas into life. You can also create UI designs in it. You can do all kinds of things. It's like Figma, but more like for project management, and there's a lot of templates and things like that. But the idea is to change we have this task-based Google page at the moment, and the problem is it is getting really a mess, and I would like to have something where I can come back to. Also, what I would like to do is one time just draw our server structure, so that we know what is working with what and what is coming together, so that we at the end have a high-level overview about our server architecture. All right, and with these words, thank you for joining this morning, and I would say let's directly jump into our drawing session or workout session. So this is our project board. So the idea is project board or open tasks. We can keep that as a simple Kanban board for us right now. So the idea is to just have some lines here, up. It shouldn't be that beautiful. It is more about simplicity, that we can reuse that every time. We have on that slice in progress. And we have oops, let's push that back, and we have done. So, and you maybe remember what we have done here. So we have already some to-dos, we have already quite something done, and I would like to put that over here. And the good thing is we have these nodes, and we have, for example, that we want to use the Open API standard to generate documentation at the endpoint. And we label them. So one is the server, so that we just know where we have to work on it. And yeah, get rid of that. The Flutter client. So what we need for the Flutter client is actually quite interesting. You know what? I do it in different colors here too. Instead of Flutter client, which we have already, sorry for my voice, we have already a Flutter client. The issue is here that it doesn't look very nice. So what we should do is creating a UI UX design for our Flutter application. Something like that. So also pass that a label of, let's take blue, Flutter. Or UI would be the better label actually. Yeah, front end, something like this. Good. Excuse me. So because this one is quite broad with use the Open API standpoint, here we would like, or I was thinking about using Swaggo again, so that we can use that to create this nice little website for us where we see all the Swagger endpoints that we provide. and then we can directly use that. The problem is for that we have to make these annotations, and I was checking a little bit the last 2 days how we can best enable that we get for once the documentation that we have to share with the front end, and on the other side also make it possible that we get this documentation. And Swaggo is the key way to go there. So that means we define inside of our code how the application should look like, and then we generate our YAML file for the OpenAPI standard. And last but not least, we receive everything back. So, and for that, we still have some more API endpoints to do. So we would like to enable matches. I take that also in yellow. We have to get somehow all the maps that are currently played, and that could be from tournament to tournament different, right? But this is create maps endpoint. Get a specific map. I think this is just the endpoints that we want to create, so I think that's part of it. Participants, we also want that. So, and what the user should see, I just make here some idea collection for now. For the UI UX, I would like to see all tournaments. I would like to be able to add all the information. Then what else would we like to do? It would be necessary that I can see participants of a group. We would like to see the matches. Upcoming matches. So, something like that. And for that we need to do some UI UX research, so also that. Needs to be done. Okay, so. And because the last couple of days we worked a lot at the server side, what I was thinking is maybe create 1 or 2 UI sites now that we can think about that. So make a little bit of UI research we could do today. And I'm not sure if we can finish that, but something like that. Or it would be a good start actually. And what I would like to do is creating here a board. So fill it please. Here. No, wait. This one. Aha. And it needs to go into the background. How do I do that? Here. Send to the back. Perfect. So. Not very creative, but hey, a white background for a project board. Isn't it great? So, and what we can do now, thanks to Miro, is we could create just another space here. Maybe do it with this. And we add here a pane, and inside of here, whoops, we add a text where we call it UI UX research. So, maybe make that a little bit more colorful, just because. Okay, let's keep it white, because what I would like to do here is like collect other ideas or apps, and for that let's go to the Google Play Store for now, and maybe we can also go to the iOS App Store. And what I was looking for is like tournament app. Don't know, hard to tell. So is there anything for Warcraft 3 maybe? This is all games probably. I am for games, okay. So there is just games, but nothing specific. Tournament. Maybe League of Legends. Tournament. League of Guessing, Riot Mobile, LOL builds. League stats. Let me Google that otherwise first. So let's see, we want to have apps for tournament. I mean, football is a good one, right? Easy tournament, organize now. World Cup, okay. This is football now. And as you can see, they did it with the top layer, but it looks very crunchy. Everything is very narrow in my opinion, but let's copy that. And because we are in the research phase, what my idea would be that we just paste them in for now, so that we have a general idea how it could look like. So the thing is now, this is mainly football and a little bit boring for us, but this seems like it is, right? It looks already much better. So we can see the match history up here. We can see which player took place. So we could have here the map and things like that. So it looks already a bit better. So match details are that. So what else do we have? Like, it would be great to have something like esport tournament app. This is more about, no, it's about, maybe we need to make it for League. LOL esports. Every fan must have on their device. But look at that. That looks already quite interesting. Best esport bar. Esport apps. Twitch is not really what I'm looking for. Upcomer esports. So this sounds already like something. Go play. Let's switch. And search for that one. Esports team manager, esports manager simulator. Ooh, X. If you don't know, I think this is Twitter. Yeah, it is. Oh, there I think it was, right? Opera is a gaming browser. Okay, not really. Available on both Android and iOS. Where do I find their app? Or has they taken it down? Download app. Okay. Seems to have been taken down from Android. Oh, and here we can even download it. Okay. So we can't reach upcomer. Okay, so it seems there is a problem, but interesting. They interesting. They have also the categorize of a game. So what we could have is a server that contains not only tournaments but also games. At the moment, we would not even bother. I mean, tournament is tournament. So that app is somehow broken. Then we have gg.bet as a bookmaker. Okay, but they usually have to show also information about histories, right? So, and if they do it as an app, probably they are just using this position. Yeah, indeed. So here, for example, we have all games, top. Then we have League of Legends, for example. And what we can see is that they have the games here. What I find hard, they just show the next game, no matter which tournament. Okay, here they have a tournament overview. That's pretty cool. I think that is something we can have an eye on. I mean, it's very small. The question is, do we have so many tournaments? But I guess sooner or later it will be. Is they Are these tournaments separated by a year? Yes, they are. Okay, so they have it in the name. And what do we see actually here? Ah, the games inside behind. So that has 6 games now. That's pretty cool. I think we can have that. On the other side, if I have a League of Legends, Warcraft 3 tournament, these are tournaments, right? It's not really a league in that case. I mean, they have the league in their ranking system because we have a league and not necessarily a tournament. So maybe we have to differentiate between them later. Anyway, it's good to have finally some eyes on what we want to achieve in the long run. So, by the way, I don't want to have a betting website at the end. It should really just show the results of games. So that was my idea. eForce. The eForce app tries to have full fan to its user. It's similar to most. Yeah, okay, but it seems to be a theme to always show these players and the logos, and then the numbers and how the matches went out. So probably could do the same thing for the players, that you have a name of the player, the numbers, how it turned out, and which league on top of it. I like that. And especially the date on top of it is really good idea. So then let's go to Dribble. Also a very good inspiration page. Dribble allows you to have a look into different designs someone created, and we want to have a tournament or esport. Just search for esport for now, maybe that is enough. And mobile, probably mobile. Here we go. So let's see what we can see. Tournaments app. Oh, that's also not too bad. Upcoming events is a good thing for the homepage. I like that. Today's matches, popular games, but it seems to be very open for everything. So what we can do that too, right? So we could also have like games, and that could be just have a UUID. Yeah, every league has to be in a game, so there will be a game ID, UUID. And down here we have to specify. Oh, we have a game already. Uh-oh. So game needs to be something different then. This is a match. We called a match a session, more or less, because a session consists out of 2 players playing versus each other, and a game was then a real match on the ground. So maybe the naming is off. So how do we can differentiate there? Let's say would it be a session? Yeah, English dict session, a meeting, or battle. Match to be equal to another, or okay, to match something. Yeah, but more about a match. to match a game is the right translation. Yeah, so one game, a party. Okay, is there a set? So that would be, instead of a match, it would be a set. Instead of a match, it would be a set. And here also a set. It would be a set veto. And the game would then be the match at the end. Match. Participants in a match. And the game would be called match. Right, so much better. And games would include a name. And one game can have multiple leaks. So one game can have multiple leaks. One game holds multiple leaks. Okay. So with that, we could have in our on our mobile application, we could have like this tracer and like show different matches that you can play. So that would mean we could have an app that not only shows Warcraft 3, but also League of Legends and all the other mobile or esport titles. I think that's a very cool idea. Also because Warcraft 3 is not the top most important game, I think, in the world at the moment. But interesting. So how do we see, is there anything? This is GG. This is more a news website. That's too dark for me, honestly. This is like an improvement, like a training. Can I search for tournament? Tournament. Let's stick with mobile, please. Discord blog highlights, game list. I like that highlights with this live stats. I'm not sure what this would mean for us. Okay, but I really like the idea of getting something done now. So we can discover how we can implement that in Flutter and then go from there. The monster app. Oh yeah, you see there is it nearly the same way. So on the top you have always the games, the different ones, like World Championship, that looks like soccer, tennis, NBA, NFL, and you have maybe a profile. And then you get like news to that specific topic, and you could add whatever you like because there are even more. This is a good idea. I like that. Can I copy image and bring it over here? So now, how can I best So, and the only thing that I would like to bring in now is once more that part here. Something like this. So there's that. Upcoming events, right? Popular sports, something like this. Okay. So depending on which game I have selected, you get also some tournaments that you can participate in. Okay. So how would that look like? At the moment it's called Warcraft 3 Game Tracker, but it will be then more a tournament part. So the naming has to be changed then sooner or later. Okay. Good. So with that, let's go to Figma. And let's create a new design file. So Figma is nearly the same as Miro, but very specific for designing. So I enjoy here to design my stuff a little bit more. So tournament tracker, something like that. So, and what I would like to have is a frame for, we use, let's say, the iPhone 8 Plus. And here we now have to start our design more or less, and we get our color palette. So I create here 3 colors or 4, and that will be the colors that we are using in general. And because esportless are usually a dark theme, and as we can see also in Dribble and on our examples that we created, where are they? There we go. They are mostly dark. I mean, this one is a little bit of an exception, and I think these are ugly. Very soccer-like. So maybe we have a light theme, but it not at the beginning. I think I like this colors here. That's like this purplish. That's pretty cool. And thanks to Tailwind, for example, I also like this gradient here. That's pretty awesome. I think even from orange, it's like a really pop color. And you can see they used it for the menu bar and so on. So we could maybe go into one of these color schemes. This one is maybe even too darkish in my opinion. But I like the background color here. I mean, this is just pure black, right, at the back. The colors. I think I will go more into this color scheme here. So how do we get the colors now? That's a good question. I don't even know if do we have Slurp installed? Fantastic. So let's try to get the color here and switch to here. So, and why did I create these rectangles? The cool thing is if you have these color sets once, you can use them as reference colors. So that means whenever the color here changes, the color will change then also everywhere in our pane. So that's the idea in general. So what else do we have for bigger colors? So this is our main color. The accent color could be going into that direction. I really like that poppy orange color. So let's take a gradient color somewhere in between. What else do we have? I mean, this purple is very distinct, but it's somehow too much in my opinion. I don't know. But on the other side, it fits here well. And for example, this life is a very good example for the poppy color. Then, this here is way cleaner somehow. And if they have that, that means we would also use that. Where's my slurp? Here we go. Something like this. So, and instead of using directly these colors and create our design from it, what I usually do is there is this AI color palette. And I think what you can do is we want 3 colors, and I guess if we go into here and say we would like to get this as our primary color, so, and this is our secondary color. Third color. Yeah, and the question is, what is the last color? So what we can do is we can lock these colors. So, and then we can press generate. We can see what colors would go quite well with it, or at least we can have a look into it. So I think this bluish is quite cool. So let's add that too. Good. So now for our phone, let's say we would have our main background. So how can I do that? Is that possible to right click? And I think we can use as mask, flatten. I think we could use that as somehow as a main part. Is it a component? I don't think so. Use mask, edit object. Or did we have to add an extension for that? Local styles, colors. Ah, yeah, here. So create a new color, and I think we would have color, creating a new color like primary, description, main color, background. So I am not a designer by all means, by the way. So if you want to get a tutorial on how to make a perfect design, you probably should ask someone else. It's just what I learned and what I think is a good option to do, so that we don't over engineer everything. So secondary color used mainly for buttons, shadows, highlight. Then we use a third ternary color. Yeah, what is it used? Pop elements, high visibility. So let's grab this one. And last but not least, we have our fourth. And this is used for text elements, or what is the fourth? So ternary, and this will be then, do we have a name for that? Don't know, last color, fourth color. So, create style. So, and thanks to that, we can directly use them for all things that we are creating. So if we, for example, make a background, can do it like this, and then we can choose here, I think, our primary background color. And if this color should change now, so for example, I take this and select now that, or this, then you can see it will change automatically also the colors on the background. So that means when we want to switch some colors, play a little bit around with them, and so on and so forth, we can do that very easily without that we have to change the full design again and again. So now you ask maybe, why do we create even in the first place a design for everything that we do? And the answer is quite simple. It's way easier to have a design for it and see something compared to really implement something. So before you start really developing something, I always highly recommend to craft out at least a little basic design before you get directly into a deeper mode of creation, because it is always more expensive. So then we have that. We would like to have, I think this ball seems to be the common playground, an active one like here. Do we need that? That's a good question. I think so, right? Because if we select one, we need to know where we are at the moment. So what we can do is creating, would that be our main page? Probably, because we have also news, today's matches. So what we can do is adding some text. And here's getting now interesting. So popular games is the first one. So this one would be in the first place our Warcraft 3. So increase that a little bit. I think 36 is fine. And Fonty, difficult. Let's reduce it. Good. And what would be interesting is now esport font styles. It can be a little bit playable, I guess. Something like this, Sports Viper. Personal use free, and I think commercial is paid, so that's always a bit stupid for us. Before I go here, let's say Google Fonts. And let's see what we have here. Yeah, that looks quite cool for gaming, I guess. Choosing type. Where is a common understanding of rights? I thought always there is like Select preview. No, that's fine. I mean, I don't want to invest now too much time into it, but I think it looks quite nice compared to the standard Inter. So let's add this and increase this font size again, 36. Popular games. So, much better than before. So then we create some ellipses, and these are our placeholders for our games at the moment. How far would be something like this? I think we would have at least 4 of them on the screen always. So, and because this is probably scrollable, what we can do is make this an infinity. I think frame selection, flatten. Where is it? I think it was somehow possible to make them increase indefinitely. Auto layout. Next. Got it. No, that's not what I want. It's just... No, that's not happening. Clip content. Nope. Layout grid. Nope. Figma, scroll, items, auto. Product scroll overflow behavior. Yeah. Horizontal, indeed. Select the frame onto the canvas, open prototype panel on the right side bar, scroll behavior. Okay. So prototype, scroll with parent sticky at top, stay in tape, horizontal scrolling. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Scroll with parent. So the problem is what it wants to do now is no scrolling. It wants to create a prototype. This is not what I want. There is a possibility, or I thought there was a possibility, that you can just drag and drop and it will automatically add more elements to it. What was that? Constraints, layout grid. Or was that in Adobe in Adobe XD? Could be also. Oh well. Not so important, I guess. What is important is that the first one needs to be some kind of add button. No, not really. We select them for them, right? So let's say we need a Warcraft 3 image. Please. Warcraft 3. So let's just, I think this was the cover. So let's take that one, copy image, bring it here. And the idea is to make the first one a mask of it. I think if I add that here. So the first one, flatten outline, use as mask. Fantastic. And now if I move the image around, we can see the whole thing is moving. Good. Now we need to make that smaller, obviously. So, whoops. Could even just add the logo. I think that's not too bad. Okay, with that, let's say Warcraft logo. Let's get us this one. The problem is if this is, but what we can do is something different. Okay. So we bring that in again in the frame. This one is anyway a mask and this one is part of the mask. So we see it here. Make it small, whoops, like this. And this ellipse needs to have a background. Okay, it's not possible. Is it the image that needs a background is the question. Something like this and add a color. That's then on top. This is not what I want. Ah, but I can do it on the back, right? I can order them, so, and give them 100% and pass in, I don't know, something like this. So, as I said, it's not perfect, but it gives us a hint. So at the beginning, it should be exactly one element, and this one can go up because the others are currently not set. So, good. The question is though, will it be white? I guess the second color should be then this or this. And I think the biggest problem at the moment is that this image is unfortunately not, as it suggests, it's not a PNG. So that is a problem. Something like, I don't know, save image as. Let's see where we drop it, but is it a PNG at the end? Let's see. We can modify that. Show in Finder. No, it's not a PNG. Or at least not a real one, you know. And somehow the music stopped. Give me a second. There we go. So, jeez. Is it so difficult to get... wait, I have an idea. I think there's a Warcraft free media kit. Or website kit or something like that. Website kit. And I think this fansite kit is quite good. Create your clan website, exactly. Contains UX and... where can I download it? Weird, was a layer on top of it. Good. With that we have that, and I think this nice little one. So should contain all kinds of things. For example, something like that. And that's pretty cool. And now the question is, do we have something that I could use here? We have a yes button, a no button. But this is not exactly what we like. It's close, but it's not exactly what we want. I think there's also one officially from them. Here we go. And I think I can just download it. So, copy image and go to Figma. Why is it cropped? Ah. Something like this. Okay. Is there a specific color that needs to be... Whoop. Ah, okay. I have to set that still and bring that lower. No. Here we go. 100. And now pass the color of this, for example. So. And this color, can I libraries. Ternary color, looks that better? No. Oh, where is now the image? That was odd. It overrides directly the full color of it. Ay. Okay, not perfect, but we can try around. So it could be yellow, it could be blue. I think yellow looks the best at the moment. So the question is now from our main target. So if we look here, it looks a little bit more clean. And I think the reason is because it has a border. You can also watch here, because they have a unique color. I think it's easier here. So we would skip with something like that. We would need a border in some kind. Does it have a box shadow? No, it doesn't. So no matter what, this ellipse would need to have a border. So give it a stroke, I think. Is it just plain black? No, I think it could be a bit brighter. What we could use instead of black is one of our default colors. Maybe this one. So it gives this clear distinction between the element and the other. What I don't like is here at the moment that it seems, because this is a mask, we lose somehow the stroke possibility. Or it is because of the image. But that shouldn't be the case, right? No, it's because of the mask. Okay, what can we do? I think if I copy the one over and bring that somehow in between, maybe over the image. So still not good. What would happen if I mask the image? No, it's not possible. So I have the mask. Maybe I have to give the image a border, but that doesn't work, right? Because it's not round. So can I unmask it? Probably not, huh? Outline stroke. The stroke is now also part of it. Interesting. So if I would have that and I say outline stroke. So now it's only the So right click, outline stroke. The problem is the order probably. And this stroke should then not be I could add a solid underneath of it, right? So if I add this for the stroke, no? So that was a lot of manual work, but I hope I have never to do it again. So because now I can copy that over and then just pass it into these rings, for example. So, and we just have to replace the image then with something else. Okay. But for now, that would stick with Warcraft 3. So maybe... What we also could do instead of having this possibility, I mean, I keep it for now, but if we would copy that, and I would remove this, and I would just focus on Warcraft 3 for now. Warcraft 3 tournaments. And then I would show a list of tournaments that they are currently playing. I don't know, maybe instead of this, we have the Warcraft 3 tournaments or tracker or whatever. Then we have upcoming tournaments or ongoing active tournaments. That would be a bit smaller, don't know, maybe like this. How did I write active? Jeez. Something like this, and then we would have a list of different tournaments, right? So, for example, our creep camp, and that would look like, let's create a rectangle for that. Something like this, probably. And one of the colors, let's take for the secondary color yet. And here inside we have, for example, creep cap league. And because there are multiple leagues per year, there would be like 2023, 2, for example. That looks quite ugly. Maybe what instead of this, what we can do is reduce the size here, like to 16, and give that a second one where we have in lower tier and with a grayish color. Something like this, and then we would have the dates, I don't know, the 27 2023 to, I don't know, 6 of 8 2023, something like this. And because we know it is active already or upcoming, ongoing at the moment, so this one gets a little bit border rounding. So, and why does it look so ugly? Ah, because it is not like here where we have this nice distinct color. I think we should get this color too. So this would be our card color. I love that sound from my color slurp. It's just the best part in the whole development that I do. So this would be the card color. Up. Oh, that was a mistake. So we have to re-slurp. Sorry. So, and this one gets this color. Hey, Tarikoku, sorry, didn't see you yet. I have the chat not so much open today. Maybe I should change that, but yeah, so much better. We'll see you now. What a streamer. Can't see the chat messages. Sorry for that. Anyway, so now we would have to create that as a design. We need that as local styles. So we add that as card color. Cards. So we get this. Create style. And here we can now use the card color. So, but this is not really distinct, right? So we would need to add some kind of effect, probably a drop shadow. It's now quite strongish, but let's see. Is there a drop shadow? Yes, indeed. And there is a light border, which I really like. So there is a stroke and not in black. It is like the same color, but just a little bit brighter. Could make it white, looks not too bad. Give it a little bit more bluish tone. Let me see. something like this. I think that's quite nice. So and we take that color, and also here we have that as a separate one. Swoop, and we store it here. And now we add a local style. We call that border color. And the good thing is, I think if we have this border color and we enjoy it, then what we can do is also replacing the border color that we already border color. So I forget always to save. Stupid. Border color. Zack, create style. Good. So now you can use, instead of this, we use this. And here too, we have that blue colors at the moment, but it looks a little bit odd. So what we could do is using the same border color. And I think now it is more the same style. Even though that is here a little bit too darkish, I guess. Oh, we will have to think about that. That heavily depends on how strong it will be at the end. So maybe we also have to include a little bit more stroke here to these different ellipses. Border color. At the moment it's the size of 1. Maybe it's getting bigger or something. Yeah, hard to tell. Don't know. Good. But with that, we can just copy that over and recreate multiple leagues, right? So we would have one tournament, maybe a second one. 13 is a very odd spacing. Better would be 8 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and we select again everything and pull it over. So Warcraft free tournaments. So Wikipedia. Interesting. A good question if this one has a API that we could call even. So there are already upcoming, we have ongoing, so we get all the information. If this would have an API, that would be fantastic. Should, oh, there is. So maybe we don't have need even a server. So we could even think about just directly using this here. Wikipedia are limited, that makes sense. No more than one. Yeah, okay, I actually need just maybe 1 or 2 requests, so that's fine. But this is more tournament specific, right? But that doesn't hurt, right? One-on-one team tournaments. Pure run. The map pool, so it has everything. So maybe that is a better idea that we directly use that API. Is that played already? I know there's the... Oh, are they even new? Biggest tournament recent results. Wait a second. Recent result. These are the 15 recent finished. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. So that is still actual. Is there anything upcoming? I think I saw something like race battle in China. Stars Wars. Draws awarded with 1 point. Okay, so that's even better. So we have that. So we just have to make that visible. It's even better. Makes it easier. So we can maybe use them for now. Warcraft free race battle. So, but what we can say, Creep Camp League, is a league and not a tournament. So maybe this is something else. So we copy that over, bring that down. Now we have maybe upcoming current tournaments. And then we have maybe our leagues. Active leagues, something like this. The difference is a tournament is a little bit shorter in time, and usually there are different rules and prize money and things like that, while a league is going over a couple of months and are usually more community focused. So maybe we could have something like this. Bring that also down. So. The question is there any active leagues happening on Warcraft 3 at the moment? Nest Tournament, Summer Life, but these are all Master League. Do they see even difference about that? 8 to 16 diversions, the league starts, 2 to total prize money up. No, this is just 1 day. So for them, a league is for 1 day. For me, a league is like multiple weeks in the worst case, with pulling and things like that. Maybe Creep Camp is really a special thing there. Usually 1 days. Clan wars, matches, clans, users. Okay, so maybe this could be even just 1 league or something, or on request or something like that. Have to think about that. And these tournaments we can directly do because tournaments are now visible. So with that we have already 1 page. The problem is if we do that and we keep away. Let's say we would really do a Warcraft 3 specific or Warcraft 3 esport. Esport. Or maybe we call it our app name. Great Game Tracker is such a bad name. I think if you have a good naming, please pass it in the comments. I really need names now. But if we do that and we would have this could be gone even because we could save some space. And the idea would be that we take all of that, and I think this here should be here on the right side we can create a folder, I guess. We don't need that, and I think I can group them. Create component, no. Flip, flatten, outline, group selection. Perfect. And now this is our tournaments. And we could even think if we pass in the current tournaments into it. Something like this, because then I can move that very easily. Why do I get rid of the headline? Because on a phone we usually don't have so much space. And what we can do with it, if we have like a button where is like tournaments or something like this, then if we click on it, we can directly navigate to that page. So that was the idea more or less. So we don't have so many. What would be cool would be like a news section. I'm always a little bit of a fan of that. So that means like a little bit of a carousel, I guess. So. And then we would have this and this. Aligned on that side. And here we would have a spacing of 1, 2. And then inside of there would be an image and some text. So and then there we have upcoming matches. there we could have matches from the tournaments that are currently interesting. Maybe X, Y, Z. Then you have 0 to 0. It would be great to have like real-time information about that, like what is going on versus Z, Y, X. I think this should be... Is that aligned? Not really, right? I can take them and... Oh, that was the wrong button. So select them, and I think this one is it. So, and because that looks ugly, we would like to get one of this here. Oops, not here, here. And probably something like this. And bring it to the top, bring it to the front. No, to the back, I mean. And then just 1 or 2 on top. Something like this. So, and here we would have, bring that a little bit lower. News. And the cool thing, if we have a news part, we could even think about to use the Flutter News Toolkit. Flutter News Toolkit. They have announced that and makes it quite easy. So we have something like this. Not sure if this is really the best thing for us, but something like that would be an option. You know, that's pretty cool. But probably not. I think it's too specific, and it's just 1 or 2 news probably that we will show a month or something. So, oops. So I think we can group that again. So it looks very ugly. What would else be necessary? So we still don't have a chance to go to the tournaments. So there should be some kind of navigation somewhere be made possible. And this one we have to make a group finally. Upcoming matches. And this one can be part of it. So if we get that a little bit lower, something like this, and the news part also group. I think this should be higher. This should be one of the first things visible. But what we can do is if we take that lower and we take it and say, okay, there is some kind of avatar. How big? Maybe 50 pixels, something like this. And so we have a login now, some kind of getting into the whole part. Not sure why we would need a login, because we only want to display data. So is that a good option? Not really. I think a login doesn't make sense. It would be just a waste at the moment and would just reject people who just want to use the app quickly. I think news is quite important, and then I don't know, maybe a card of tournaments or something. So, but that's from the styling not very good. But what we could do is make a button that we say, okay, there is like a button somewhere. Maybe a bit smaller, and so and say check out tournaments, or check out active tournaments. Get the color white for now and make it quite small. Maybe keep it like that and say tournaments. Something like this. Get this button ready. This would be not filled. I would like to have a gradient from left to right. Let's say, what did we say? I think we have two colors. Like we would have this one to this one, and please, yeah, full visibility. And now we want to move this nice lines over here and over there. So, and that gives us a little bit of punch color here. So we would have a second button, and with them we can navigate then to all kinds of places in the app. So this is center. So, and then we would lose several spaces. So, $28, $24. Nope. 21, 27. 22. Ah! 170 width. I think now it is fine. Perfect. Good. We have a 16 space in between, but that's maybe too much. 16. We need 8. That means 4 pixels wider. And now we move it 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same thing for here. We would make it 148, but we don't move it. And here we move it back. So 12 pixels. Okay, that was not right. 20. That's horrible. 24, 24, 8. Okay. Okay, that means our news part would be maybe... Oh, there it happens now automatically with this scrolling, I guess. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, how much space do we have here? That's too much. We would like to have 8 space. The question is now, is it too big? The reason is if it feels a little bit unbalanced. If I have down here this small gap. So maybe these buttons are even too small or too big or something. I have to think about that. But I think from the color scheme it looks quite nice. It makes a good look here. And what I see right now is that this upcoming part is also too big. It would be also like this. So it's more about them. So make that a little bit smaller. So reason for that is we want to have also here a space of 24 on each side. Good. Still unsure about this one. So I could make it smaller, that it aligns with that down here. Whoop. Let's remove that and duplicate this one. What happened? So paste it here. 8. And oh, don't need that. Okay, the good thing is it would then push it out. Perfect. So now it looks way more aligned, right? We have it way more clean here. So this news could come from Contentful, some backend that we create, where we have our news that we want to write down, maybe have something like that. And then down here we would have navigations like upcoming tournaments or... Not sure, I am not sure yet. Not happy with that. We can close that. How did they solve that? So they have today matches. That's also good what we could have. News. Brought that more down. Here the news are way more prominent. What did all others do? So I think the all matches seems to be way important. So today matches is maybe not the worst idea. So not upcoming matches, it would be today matches. And am I interested in news? Probably less likely. I'm interested in games. I would like to see how my team is doing, how I can support them best, things like that. These buttons can be even going lower, and what we could also do, if we don't need these buttons, another idea would be that we say, okay, instead of navigating like this, we could have a bottom navigation bar where we see the main home bar. So creating it like this, changing the color to probably the same like this. Let's take that from the library. It would be the card color. Bit smaller, I think around 60 pixels sounds right. And then we would have hey Nico, nice to see you. How about you? Are you well? Okay. I will not take them. Let's take material ones, please. Just the basics, I think. That was special. Material. Material design icons, thank you. So let's see what we can get here. Yeah, I think that's way better. So I would like to get so something like this. Don't know. Home button. We would like to get a tournament button. League. It looks so ugly. Good that we are on one page there. Captain America, Batman, the flashlight. Okay. Game. Could take that one for now. So tournaments. What are tournaments? It would be good a list or something. I guess that's the easiest. Yeah. What looks good? Maybe something shows a game or something like that. Yeah, I think for there, let's make a playlist out of it. I mean, at the end, it doesn't really matter. It's more important that we get a gist of what we want to achieve. So 40 by 40. So put that somewhere here. I think we shouldn't anyway have too many buttons. So for now, it would be a nice little free icon bottom navigation bar. And something like this. And then we would add the same thing here. So still not beautiful, but at least it should do the trick. And with that, we can then switch. And the question is just where this navigates to. This one could be on our prototypes part. We can have an interaction on tab. And then we say we navigate here. And this one navigates back here. And this one needs to be somehow active. So how do we make something active? Probably by just changing the color or something. Can we get a cool effect? Drop shadow, layout, blur. No, blur is not a good idea. Inner shadow, background. Maybe what I can do is adding a little circles around it. And what is active has a little circle. A bit bigger probably. Good. Bring it to the back. Not too much, stuff like this. A bit smaller. So, still not perfect, but I think that is not too shabby. Let's switch that over here because this one is currently selected. So there's still things that we have to work on, but you know, that's normal. So, but with that, we have already a basic navigation. Yeah, that's true. I'm a freelancer at the moment, or actually, I'm trying to set up my company slowly and create more and more information. So, YouTube is one side of it, and the other side of it is like giving courses, setting up a little. Yeah, I'm currently thinking about creating again a course. Not sure if it's Flutter or Dart, or if it's backend, or maybe it's even. I thought about something like CI/CD, giving a deep talk about CI/CD and school or teaching there. Working closely together with the Flutter Academy, um, getting advertisement partners for my videos, such as Code Magic, for example. Trying to get supporters or advertisement partners for the live streams here, so that I can do what I do and what I love for a living. That would be fantastic. So all kinds of these things is currently my plan. And this project that I create here is just for fun, actually, which is pretty cool that I can do that. Can get rid of that. This one, put that a little bit lower. Something like this. Maybe this is still too small. Okay, but at the end we get a gist. And Mata? Matab is currently working still for MediaMarkt Saturn. She is very happy at her workplace, so don't think that she will switch the jobs there very quickly. So what do we have here? We have a little bit round borders, and what I like is that these are a little bit smaller. Mine are so quite big. And I think what is also good is like they created for each card, they have like this rectangle and rectangle. So something like this. How strong? 16 we have it. So that would mean we have that on a 16. It needs to be on top of it. I think that's the case. Just in a different color. We could take the card color. And I think we don't need to make that too strong on the top. What we can do is even make it 0. And just on the bottom part we say this is an 8 or a 16. So now we can have here some text. I don't know. Legolas won a fight against, or a game against. Okay, according to Warcraft 3, it's better new patch arrived. Check out the patch notes. Something like this, and then this whole part would be one card. Group selection, this is one news card. Should there be a date? What do we have there? 1 day ago, it's like when it happened. I'm just afraid that then too much text is inside and nobody can read it again. Fate reveals a master, tune into VCT. Yeah, but I think the update time is quite nice. So like 3 days ago. This can be then a little bit more grayed out. It's not that important, you know. Then it's maybe secondary color and a little bit smaller. This looks now at as I try to hide it. 3 days ago, I think that's fine. And we could have like this. Read more. I think for the colors of the text, we could check out also Tailwind CSS because they make really good text approaches there. Like Tailwind CSS has there this fantastic library for dark mode, random styles. I think it is somehow for text typography. Is it? That's a plugin even. It is very nice because it has a lot of stylings prepared for you regarding how the text should look like. And I'm a big fan of Tailwind actually. So if you checked out the Flutter Explained website, for example, all of this is done with Tailwind CSS. I know, maybe not the most beautiful website in the world, but hey, it does its trick. And the coolest part is you have a light mode switch. Yeah, cool. Do we need a light mode switch? Probably not. Here are way more pictures. Where they come from. This is actually for who is playing against, and the images for the news. I think we can get the same results down here. Maybe these cards could be a little bit bigger in general. Not sure. That could be 140, and then we could have this a little bit smaller. Something like this. I mean, that's not too bad. I think with that we can start next time. So, and today is a short session. Sorry for that, but it seems like every Friday my Kita spaces are limited, and so we have to make an early cut, and we will be I have to pick up Lily, and being dad. But I will be online again on next Monday, and then again the full time, and probably will start with the implementation of our new design. And what I would like to do is then thinking about how or if there is an easy way to connect with that nice little tournament page here of Liquipedia. Because if there is an API that we found here already, then it is maybe worth to just use it directly. Is a mature stable interface actively supported? Just have to read into it. Maybe they have even an open API standard or something. That would be pretty cool. Affiliate link flag RDS. Yeah, so probably have to read a little bit in what exactly we can get and how we get things. But that's pretty cool. Good. And if there are no other questions so far, then I wish you a pleasant weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we see us next week. Bye.